of the people, systems, and processes that shows the changes is working or not working. That's one for Prof. Then my second question is for the panelists. Certainly, resistance is a characteristic of change in the way. Can you share with us any resistance that you faced in the process of implementing the change in your organization, so that we'll learn from how you dealt with those resistances? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe I'll have the second question before we move on to the answers. Please, if we have the microphone there, please, so we can get to. Maybe I can let Ben maybe get started on the first question about change in the future, whether it's a future phenomenon. No.
So thank you very much. My name is Ari Arizandi Corianto. So I would like to continue the question from previous attendant who asked about disruptives of the organizational change, but specifically it's about how do you balance the need for structural transformations with the employee well-being and engagement to ensure the long-term success of the transformation period. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So maybe I'll start with you, Ben, maybe to answer the first question from Sierra Leone.
Yes. Okay. I hope I understood your question well. I think, change is all about the future, of course. When it concerns people and systems, quite often we tend to put systems in the front and then ask people to adjust to it. And I think, if we realize that making change really is about behavior, it is about behavior of our clients, behavior of people in society, it's about our own behavior. I think organizations sometimes can be more aware of how they can make systems adaptive to human behavior. To give you a brief example, I've been in one organization where people were asked to work according to their purpose, and that actually meant that they put more effort in understanding what their clients need and find better solutions for them. And actually people in the front line, they did find better ways of doing that. But then people in higher levels of management, they still tended to think about old performance measures. How many cases did you deal with this week? How quickly could you respond to every question of every client? And I'm not saying that those questions are not important, but they did not connect with what they also said, how to work according to purpose and truly understand your client. So sometimes we also need to change our systems and our way of thinking about performances, and I think that's one of the main challenges ahead, because we're so much used to think in terms of managerial performance.
Thank you, Ben. Maybe I can make a full round to get your input on there were two questions, one on resistance to change, and the other question is balancing this long-term need for change and as well as delivering in the short term as well. Maybe I can start with you again, Mr. Kari-Pekka, please.
Well, this is a very important question in my mind. How we handle, or at least I handle the problems. The first one is the idea that we don't try to do revolution. We have the idea that we do small changes every day, and we experiment every day something, step by step, go further. Because if you would like to change everything in an organization at the same time, you make the program and it can be catastrophe, as you mentioned. It can be very, very hazard work. That's what we try to do. All the ideas come with step by step, and every day we try to change some small things. For when you are doing so, you don't have to make the big changes at once. The other thing is that we try to involve everybody in organization. everybody involved in the organization. Everybody have the voice, not only the leadership, not only the middle managers, but everybody. We try to listen to everything, and we do it as open as possible. Of course, leaders, we have to decide what we do, but everybody is involved. These two things, I think, that are the success stories for us.
Thank you very much. Ms. Hiptal, please, if you can give us your point of view on resistance to change. And I think you mentioned a little bit of balancing this long-term and short-term perspective. Please go ahead.
من ناحية مواجهة مقاومة التغيير، من النقاط المهمة أولا أن نفهم ما هو سبب هذه المقاومة. يعني قبل ما أن نحدد ما هو الحل الذي سنقوم به، يجب أن نفهم ما هو السبب، ما هي المشاعر الداخلية التي يشعر بها الموظف والذي يعني لذلك يقوم بمقاومة هذا التغيير. فعندما تفهم أسباب المقاومة تستطيع بعد ذلك أن ربما تجد حلول أقرب للموظف، تستطيع أن تناقشه في حالة أن الحلول كانت غير متوفرة عندك في الوقت الحالي، والتواصل طبعا الفعال بشكل مستمر. هذا من جانب السؤال الأول. من ناحية السؤال الثاني، طبعا قد أكون يعني ربما تعليقي أنه أحيانا لا نملك الخيار أن نقوم بالتغيير بشكل مستمر، ولكن يجب أن نقوم بهذا التغيير الكبير الواحد يعني ولو كان لمستوى طويل الأمد. ولكن الخطوة الأساسية هي أن نضع خطة ونقوم بمراجعتها بشكل مستمر حتى نستطيع الوصول للهدف طويل الأمد.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, part of an integral approach to change management is constant reviewing where you are. I think what Ben was also mentioning, and why about resistance. So please, Sujata, please, if you can tell us very briefly your question on resistance to change and long-term balancing.
Thank you. I agree with my fellow panelists. I mean, it's a continuous process, and we need to keep re-evaluating ourselves and what is the purpose of the change. I think the buy-in from within the organization, within everyone, that makes a lot of difference in how we approach it. And I guess the balance also comes from there, where, we keep re-evaluating, we see better options. We are flexible and agile enough to adapt to these things. So I believe that is the key, yeah.
Thank you very much, Sujata. And Mr. Idris, finally, maybe I can get your quick inputs. You also mentioned agility in your organization, but talk about resistance. I think maybe that's your experiences there, please.
Merci beaucoup. Je partage un peu les avis qui ont été donnés. Vous savez, une des difficultés dans le changement, pour moi, c'est la communication permanente. Parce que bien souvent, on a l'impression qu'on est compris, mais il faut toujours s'assurer que les interlocuteurs en face comprennent bien pourquoi on fait un changement. Parce qu'il y a forcément une raison. Voilà, en général, quand un système marche, quand un système n'a pas de risque d'être dépassé à court terme, on ne le change pas. Mais si on fait un changement, c'est qu'il y a forcément des raisons qui expliquent ce changement. Et souvent, on pense qu'on s'est fait comprendre, mais il faut vraiment insister sur la communication. Quand je dis communiquer, il faut reformuler ce qu'on dit, il faut trouver des manières plus simples d'expliquer là où on va pour que tout le monde vraiment adhère à l'approche. Parce qu'en général, les personnes qui, en général, comme on dit, ont du mal avec les changements, si vous regardez de très près, vous allez voir qu'il y a de la peur, il y a un peu de crainte. Oui, c'est humain. Lorsqu'on est dans une activité ou dans une expertise qui se passe bien, on a l'impression que si on change, on sort de la zone de confort, on aura d'autres éléments compliqués. Donc ces personnes-là, il faut trouver le moyen de leur réexpliquer qu'en général, un changement, même si à court terme, on peut penser qu'il n'est pas en notre faveur, mais travailler sur le fait qu'un changement permet toujours d'améliorer quelque chose. Et quand on maintient cette communication-là, on arrive quand même à transformer les personnes qui sont souvent les plus réfractaires au départ en vraiment des porteurs de projets. Donc voilà, c'est vraiment les éléments. Communication et puis faire un accompagnement des plus rapprochés pour les personnes qui ont vraiment du mal à intégrer le projet. Voilà, merci.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I think I leave with maybe a few thoughts about the constant need for change and to establish a constant process to actually be able to change. Why, understanding why is one of the critical aspects. Understanding why the change, give it a purpose. Understanding why is it resistant, why are we really doing what we are doing, and understanding how to actually get involved. Well, I want to thank all the panelists and thank you very much. We don't have more time for any more questions, but please feel free to approach them if you have any other questions further down. Thank you very much.